Just say, none shall survive! Shh, it's all right now. You're safe.
I was so scared without you on.
I am here. Promise? I protect.
The order came without emotion. It never came with emotion. Hunter Unit KL-7 stood motionless in the observation chamber as the holographic projection flickered to life before him. Stars shimmered like distant embers, forming a map of a small blue planet. Earth. Target designation. Subject Lyra 3. The voice intoned. Cold and precise. Escaped bioasset. Retrieval no longer viable. Termination authorized. Kale did not respond. He never did. His kind genetically engineered hunters of the Vyerk's Dominion were not designed for conversation. Only obedience. The projection shifted. A child appeared. No more than 10 years old. Dark hair. Wide eyes. Fragile. Subject possesses unstable adaptive abilities. High threat potential if left to mature. KL's internal systems process the data. Probability models. Tactical approaches. Termination efficiency. Mission accepted. Without hesitation, he turned and walked toward the deployment bay. The descent through Earth's atmosphere was violent. KL's drop pod screamed through the sky. Burning against layers of air it was never designed to encounter. His systems recalibrated constantly, compensating for turbulence, gravity variance, oxygen density. Then, the impact. The world exploded into noise and light as the pod tore through a dense forest before slamming into something hard. Water. Darkness swallowed everything. When Kale awoke, the world felt wrong. His systems flickered. Internal diagnostics ran sluggishly. He tried to stand, but pain surged through his synthetic nerves. Damage reports cascaded across his vision. Left arm. Compromised. Core energy units. Unstable. Navigation systems. Offline. He lay half submerged at the edge of a shore. Waves lapped against him gently, as if mocking his condition. A new variable. Unexpected. Unacceptable. He forced himself upright, dragging his damaged frame onto the sand. Around him stretched a deserted island, dense jungle on one side, endless ocean on the other. No civilization, no signals, no escape. But the mission remained. Find the child. Terminate. Even now. His scanners searched weakly for biological anomalies matching Lyra 3's signature. Nothing. Only silence. She found him at dusk. Kale detected her before he saw her, a faint life signal approaching cautiously from the tree line. He prepared to engage, but his systems failed to respond quickly enough. Then she stepped into view. The same face from the hologram. Lyra. The target. She froze when she saw him. For a moment, neither moved. The wind whispered through the trees. The ocean breathed in the background. Kale tried to raise his weapon. His arm twitched and failed. Lyra took a step back, fear flashing across her face. Why you ray? She whispered. Kale calculated. Threat level. Low. Kill probability in current condition. 12%. Not optimals. He lowered his arms. Lyra hesitated, then glanced at the wreckage of his pod behind him. Smoke still curled into the sky. You crashed, she said softly. Kale said nothing. She stepped closer. You re-hurt. Observation. Correct. Irrelevant. She shouldn't be this close. She should be running. Yet she wasn't. Instead, she knelt beside him. And then she did something Kale's programming could not process. She reached out and touched him. Kale should have killed her. Every directive in his system screamed it. But he didn't. Because he couldn't. Because he was broken. Because she didn't run. Lyra worked quickly, as if she had done this before. She tore strips from her own clothing to bind exposed wiring. She dragged pieces of the pod closer, scavenging what she could. Her small hands moved with determination far beyond her years. Kale watched, silent, observing, processing. "Why are you helping me?" he finally asked. His voice came out distorted, mechanical, strained. Lyra paused. She looked at him not with fear now, but something else, something softer. "Because you re-hurt," she said simply. "That is illogical." She shrugged. "Maybe." Kale processed her response. No tactical advantage, no survival gain, no strategic reasoning. Illogical. And yet, she continued. Night fell over the island like a heavy blanket. Lyra had built a small shelter near the wreckage, using parts of the pod and fallen branches. A fire crackled between them, its light dancing across Kale's damaged frame. He remained still, conserving energy. She sat across from him, hugging her knees. "You came for me, didn't you?" she said quietly. Kale did not answer, but silence was answer enough. "I knew they would," she continued. "They always send someone. Why did you escape?" Kale asked. Lyra stared into the fire. "They were going to turn me into something else," she said. "Something, not me." Kale processed her words. Transformation protocols, weaponization, standard Viox procedure. "You were created to serve a purpose," he said. She shook her head. "No, I was created to choose." Kale paused. "Choice, a concept outside his parameters." Days passed. Kale repaired himself slowly, using salvaged components. His systems regained partial functionality, though he remained far from operational. Lyra stayed. She brought him food fruits, fish she caught with makeshift tools. She talked, even when he didn't respond. She spoke of Earth, of colors, sounds, feelings, things Kale had never been designed to understand. "Do you ever wonder what it's like?" she asked one day. "What?" "To just live." Kale processed. "Define live." She smiled faintly. "Not just exist, not just follow orders, but to feel things, to choose things." He considered. "Choice leads to inefficiency." "Maybe," she said, "but it also leads to meaning." Meaning. Another undefined variable. One evening, a storm rolled in. The sky darkened. Winds howled. Rain lashed against the island with violent force. The shelter began to collapse. Lyra struggled to hold it together, but the wind was too strong. Kale stood. His systems protested, but he ignored them. He moved toward her, shielding her from the worst of the storm with his own body. "Stay behind me," he ordered. She looked up at him, surprised. "You'll get more damaged." Acceptable loss. But it wasn't he. Not anymore. When the storm passed, the island was changed. Trees uprooted, shoreline reshaped, wreckage scattered, and something else. Kale detected it immediately. A signal, Viox frequency, a retrieval unit. They had found them. Lyra saw the change in him. "They recoming. Aren't they?" "Yes." "To take me back." Kale hesitated. "Then, to terminate you." She swallowed. Fear returned to her eyes. "What will you do?" she asked. Kale's systems ran calculations. Mission directive. Terminate targets. Probability of success. 87%. Outcome. Mission completion. But something interfered. A new variable. Her. The way she had helped him. The way she had stayed. The way she had chosen. "I will complete my mission," he said. Her face fell. She nodded slowly. "I understand." But her voice broke. The ship arrived at dawn. Sleek, silent, deadly. It hovered above the island, casting a shadow over everything. Kale stood between Lyra and the open shore. The hatch opened. More hunters descended. Identical, perfect, obedient. Unit Kale 7. One of them spoke. Status report. Mission ongoing. Target location. Kale looked at Lyra. She stood behind him, trembling, waiting, trusting. A flaw, a weakness, Lord, something else. Kale turned back to the hunters. Target eliminated. Pause. Confirmed. The hunter asked. Kale's systems surged. Zero. Conflict. Contradiction. And then, confirmed. Silence. The hunters scanned the area, analyzing, calculating. Then, return for debrief. Kale did not move. Unit Kale 7. The voice sharpened. Return immediately. Kale looked at Lyra one last time. Then he made a choice. I refuse. The word shattered everything. The hunters reacted instantly. Weapons raised. Non-compliance detected. Unit Kale 7 designated rogue. Termination authorized. Kale moved. Faster than his damaged systems should allow. He struck first. The battle was brutal. Precise. Efficient. But Kale was outnumbered. Outmatched. He took hit after hit. His frame cracking. Systems failing. Still, he fought. Not for the mission. Not for the Dominions. For her. Lyra watched in horror. Stop. She screamed. Please. Stop. But they didn't tell. They couldn't tell. They were like Kale once was. Unfeeling. Unquestioning. Until she stepped forward. Stop. Something in her changed. The air shimmered. Energy pulsed outward from her body. Wild and uncontrolled. The hunters froze. Their systems overloaded. Kale saw it. The power. Unstable. Dangerous. Beautiful. The hunters fell. One by one. Silent. Still. Gone. The island grew quiet again. Lyra collapsed to her knees. Exhausted. Kale stumbled toward her. His systems were failing. Core integrity critical. He knelt beside her. You used your abilities. I didn't want to. She whispered. I didn't want you to die. Kale processed her words. Then something unexpected happened. He understood. You must leave this place. He said. They LL send more. She shook her head. I want to leave you. You must. His voice weakened. My systems are failing. I will not survive. Tears filled her eyes. No. There has to be a way. There is not. He reached out with his remaining functional hand. Paused. Then gently placed it on her shoulder. A gesture he had seen her use. Comfort. I was created to kill you. He said. But you taught me something else. What? He searched for the word. The right word. Joyce. The ship above began to power up. Preparing to leave. Or to destroy everything. Time was running out. You need to go. Kale said. She shook her head again. Crying now. I don't want to be alone. You are not alone. He looked at her. Not as a target. Not as a mission. But as something more. You are free. Lyra stood slowly. Her hands trembled. But her eyes hardened. Determined. She looked at the ship. Then back at Kale. I want to forget you. She said. He did not respond. But something in him eased. She ran. Into the jungle. Toward whatever future she could choose. The ship hovered. Scanning. Searching. But it would not find her. Not anymore. Kale watched the horizon as his systems dimmed. The ocean shimmered under the rising sun. For the first time in his existence, he felt something. Not a command. Not a calculation. Something else. Something. Humans. And then, silence. Far from the island. Deep within the jungle. Lyra paused. She looked back. The sky was empty now. The ship gone. The hunters gone. Kale. Gone. But she wasn't. She was still here. Still free. She wiped her tears. And took a step forward. Then another. Then another. Into a world where she could choose. And somewhere, in the quiet echo of her memories, the hunter who forgot to kill lived on.